which will build as the time goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And here we go. I'm so excited.
Will hopefully build as the time goes.
Oh, it will. It will.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody. We are glad. Whoops. We're glad to
We are
have you here
glad.
today. Today is Thursday, January 25th, and we are so pleased to have Colm here with us. Yay, Colm! Today is the pre-sale for his album release, which is tomorrow. You'll see I'm going to put it in the chat right now, and then we'll continue to put it in throughout the afternoon. There's Colm's information for the pre-sale, pre-save, and also his PayPal information. This record is incredible, this album, and we were all honored to hear the first track just a couple weeks ago. I mean, it was probably a month ago, but it was great to be able to play it during that concert when you were able to play, and we had a little bit of a playback of what was coming, and now the album is here. So welcome, Colm. How you doing?
Good. It's so good to be talking to you.
Oh, it's so good to have you here. I've been seeing you're so busy on Instagram. I'm so excited. What's coming up for you besides this? There's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
There is, and this is like at the forefront of everything at the moment. But it's, and you know yourself, when there's a lot of organization goes into these things, that it's like a bubbling up to the surface, and now the bubble's ready to pop.
Yes.
So it's exciting. Like there's always mixed feelings bringing a new record into the world, because it's been made and it's been ready since September of last year, and everything had to kind of line up between my record label, Pure Records here, and my record label in the United States, A Train Entertainment. So now it will be midnight your time and midnight my time when we get to hear the album in full on Spotify, on iTunes and Deezer and all that kind of stuff. So it's
so
exciting.
Cool. It is. It is very exciting. I have it already pre-saved on Amazon because that's what I listen to, Amazon Music.
Okay.
So I was really excited when I clicked that link that it took me right to the choices, and Amazon Music is one of them. Spotify, for whatever reason, I never get the stuff right. So Amazon Music is for us dummies. It works really well.
But Spotify, it is actually quite tricky, because what it prompts you to do is to sign in again on your phone, and sometimes you don't always have the login details, so it's a little bit complicated.
And you're not really sure. I'm always like, well, did I sign in? Is it another account they're trying to make? So at least on Amazon Music, I know that you're in my library and I can find you.
And that's the thing. So when you go into the link, you have options for Amazon Music, for Deezer, for Tidal, for Spotify, for iTunes, so many, YouTube Music. So whatever you subscribe to, wherever you listen to your music, there's bound to be one option that you can go with,
which is the best. And Lori just asked, is it available on CD?
At the moment, it isn't. I mean, one of the things, I had this discussion with a fellow musician a couple of days ago where they said, you're signed, like things must be so much easier for you. But I'm with an independent record label. I'm with two independent record labels, one in Ireland and one in the States. And all they do is just put the record out. So I self-funded this record. I paid the session musicians, studio engineer for his time, for any additional overdubs, for the mixing and mastering of the album. I pay for all that. So the first step is to put it out digitally, and then depending on how the response is to that, you gauge whether or not it seems appropriate from a financial perspective to go and get albums made, because it's still quite expensive. And what my Irish label have suggested is making a vinyl pressing of this one too, which is also very expensive. So hence why well, for two reasons, that's why I put my PayPal in the chat, is all donations that come through these kind of things, like live streams, like Jeff's Place and stuff, it goes right back into the music. And also, if people want to hear requests and stuff like that, this is like your virtual tip jar. So it's like putting a little dollar into a virtual jar all the way across the Atlantic. So.
That is awesome. My dogs are a little crazy right now, so give me 1 second. I gotta.
But maybe I should sing a song. And
that would be great. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna get out of the way, and I'm so glad to have you. Welcome, Colm.
And thank you for having me. Okay, I know people will be joining as we go, so I'm going to be taking some requests. I'm going to be singing some songs. Laurie, you asked about an album. I do have physical copies, though, of my first album, and I think 1 or 2 copies of my last EP. So there are physical copies of things, just not the most recent one, but that will change hopefully very, very soon. And I'm going to start with a song from my very first album. And the album was called A Voice for the Urban Darlings. And this is a song called Little Darling. This is like a little lullaby. I will give you all that information, don't you worry. It's called Little Darling. Little darling, I've tried learning all the songs you'd love to hear, tales of wicked games and riptides, but the words were all unclear. Instead of talking about the weather or all the things you'd love to do, I can't explain what I am thinking, so I wrote this song for you. You're a tiny ballerina in an age of diamond rings. I'm as foolish as the dove that lost its heart to shiny things. But we'll never get tomorrow if the moon decides to rise. Although I swore I saw the world one time reflected in your eyes. It's the chance I have to take to see this summer's morning break and watch a golden sun illuminate your hair. The light of love itself indeed, the only arms I'll ever need, the best there's ever been, complete beyond compare. So as you lay your head to sleep and all the neon lights turn blue, I hope your dreams take shape and walk, then one day they all come true. I must be leaving now, my dear, but let me say before I do, there's not one star within the sky that's half as beautiful as you. Here we go. That's Little Darling.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank
Colm,
you.
we're dropping a little bit of the music. Like the
Okay.
guitar was dropping a little bit towards the end. So you want to just
Okay.
check those settings again?
Absolutely.
All
Other
right.
than that, was it okay? Or
Yeah, it was great. At
Okay.
least from my side. And everybody else, thumbs up.
Sound okay from everybody?
Yep, it looks like you're getting positive yes.
Okay.
Just the instrumental at the end, especially, I lost some of the guitar.
Okay. Yeah, everything's
Looks good. Okay.
okay. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. But do tell me if that happens.
Promise I will.
Because I want to. Yeah. Will I do a little bit of something just to check?
Sure.
Da 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 da. La da dee, la da dee, la da 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 da. How's that?
It's good. I really think it's good. I think at the very, I don't know if it's where the mic is or what it is. It's like when it's almost like if the guitar was tilted up a little bit towards the mic, it would catch it better, but I don't know if that makes any sense.
Okay. Well, if I tilt it down, if I put the mic down towards, let's try this.
Okay.
And you tell me. Mississippi Delta, shining like a national guitar. I am following the river down the highway to the cradle of the Civil War. How's that? Okay.
I think that's good.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'll play another one.
Sounds good. Do it.
Cool. Okay, so I'm going to play you the lead single from the album, which is called What's It Like in LA, and that's been championed by certainly Irish radio so far. but the American radio release has kind of tentatively happened. Like there's a couple of stations in Ohio, in Cleveland in particular, and around New York and stuff who've been playing it. But what I'm hoping is it'll slowly filter into the wider American diaspora. So if you, wherever you live, you can request it on your local station because everything is satellite radio now. So as of midnight tonight, they'll have it and they can just get it on their Spotify and play it. And that's always encouraged. So this song I'm going to play it is from the album. It's the lead single. It's the opening track. And it's called What's It Like in LA. Hey, Jacqueline. Well, howdy, hello. It's been a long time, I know. It took me all day to sum up the news. I'm sure you already know. Today looks a lot like yesterday. I'm sure tomorrow's gonna look quite the same. So that's why I asked, what's it like in LA? Yes, indeed, Laurie, it applies to anywhere at all. Anywhere in the world, actually, as of midnight tonight. Do you still find time, even just once in a while, to traipse Barnes and Noble, to read on the beach, and then laugh till you cry? You know I never was one for the Palisades, and come to think about it, neither were you back then anyway. What's it like in LA? Home of the brave, Coca-Cola and jeans. We had thirsty to drink Tuesday, now it's kale and boiled string beans. Every morning's like a symphony, each night a serenade, and with a tune that goes la-di-da, la-di-da-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da-da-da-da. For now I'll just sign off anyway. You know there wasn't much I wanted to say, except that it's late. That's something else, but hey, you know that can wait. What's it like in LA? There we go. Thank you. Appreciate
It's beautiful. Colm, it is a gorgeous song. I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear it in the album and to know that it's everywhere. Everybody can listen to it.
Thank you so much.
Exciting.
Did that sound okay, audio-wise?
It sounded good. It's the same thing at the end when it's just instrumental. I'm losing some of the chords and stuff. I don't know what it is exactly. Your vocals sound great when you're singing and the guitar. I can hear them both.
Why don't we try one with the beta thing and just see what happens?
Okay, sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, we've got time. And also, while I'm doing all this techie audio stuff, if anyone has any requests, by all means, stick them in the chat, and I'll do what I can.
Sounds great. That's right. We need requests. This is your chance to have Colm play for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'll play a little bit of something, and then you tell me if it sounds okay.
Okay.
Well, I know it's kind of late. I hope I didn't wake you. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. How does that sound, Lauren?
I think it's better.
Is it better? Yeah.
I think so.
All right. Yeah. Laurie's nodding with approval. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'll do that song then.
Okay.
This is a Jim Croce song. Jim passed away, but anyone who knows Jim's music will know he passed away in 1973. He died in a plane crash with Maury Mulehausen, his guitar player, their road manager. It was at the tail end of a bunch of shows. And one show that he only did, it was a college campus show that was booked in 1972 that he had to cancel, and he promised he'd make it up. And had he never done that gig, maybe he'd still be here with us. His plane crashed as it took off from the runway, but he has so many beautiful songs. Some that you may know not from Jim singing it. But I'm going to sing this one. This is called, it's one of my favorites. It's called I'll Have to Say I Love You in a Song. And while I'm singing this, if anyone has any requests, by all means, I'm going to be here for, I'd say, like 45 minutes in total, just to chat to you about the album and to play some songs and to talk to you. So by all means, if you've something, let me know. Well, I know it's kind of late. I hope I didn't wake you, but what I've got to say can't wait. I know you'd understand, 'cause every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Well, I know it's kind of strange, but every time I'm near you, I just run out of things to say. I know you'll understand, 'cause every time the time was right, all the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kinda late. I hope I didn't wake you, but there's something that I've just gotta say. I know you'd understand, 'cause every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Jim Croce. Did that sound any better? Is that okay? Yeah, it did. Okay, that's good. Cool.
Sorry, looking for my mouse, and as soon as I touch my mouse, Daisy decides to bark.
Oh,
But
that's okay.
it was beautiful, and I don't remember ever hearing you really sing that song, but man, oh man, that was gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. Thanks very much.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. There's so many of those songs from the early 1970s are just lovely love songs, you know. So
yeah, they are. They're the best, and you do them so well. It's good.
Thank you.
So this is the album that Aiden helped produce?
Oh, he produced it top to bottom, Lauren. He did everything. Yeah.
That is so exciting.
He did.
So exciting.
He did, and you know, because what's amazing is it's a partnership that only happened because of Jeff's Place, and like it's funny, it took a whole sweep across the Atlantic, even though we live very close to each other, you know, in relative terms. So much of what's happening at the moment is owed to Jeff's Place and to yourself, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's so awesome, and it is. I don't know. It's just, it warms my heart to think of all you guys and to know that you've all been. I've seen you all in the same room together. Sorry, that was Ronnie. She's trying to decide if she should come in or she should stay on Zoom. Ronnie, come on in, silly. Ronnie's birthday's tomorrow, so you know,
all
excellent special stuff going on. But knowing each of you, and knowing you, and knowing the Duffys, and knowing Aiden's magic, it just, it makes it so rich, because when I hear you sing, I see all of you in my brain. So it's great.
Yeah, it is. Exciting. It is. And Ben played drums on the record, and Aidan plays a little bit of bass. And there's like, it's been really well received by Irish radio so far, which is great, because that's the hard part. Like, national radio, no matter where you are, if they pick up on what you're doing, that helps get the word out and get the music out there. And so that's been good, fingers crossed so far. But really what helps, Lauren, is nights like this. So having a pre-save party, because people who are tuning in will have friends who love the music of Harry Chapin, Jim Croce, Dan Fogelberg, and that's very much in the vein of what I do. And I did a show in the north of Ireland just before Christmas, and I'd never played in this town before. So I was a little bit tentative, and the booker, Maliki, said to me, I'll do as much as I can to promote it, but if they're not into what you do, there's nothing I can do. And it was a sold out show. It was a 100-seater theater, and it was sold out, thank God. But what was nice was I got to meet people who were saying, I love the music of the 70s, and I didn't think there were artists still making music like that. And a lot of people feel that way. So if you, on your WhatsApp, have a brother or a cousin or a nephew or a niece or a friend who likes that kind of stuff, by simply sending the Spotify link and saying, I think you'd really like this because I know you like Barry Manilow, or I know you like Elton John, or whatever, is one surefire way of getting my music from person to person to person. And it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything at all.
Right. That's the best part, is that
Yeah.
we can share your magic all across the world, and it's just one person to the next. And it's that, snowball effect.
Exactly. And it doesn't cost a penny.
Nope, doesn't cost a thing. Thanks to Jeff. See that? Jeff comes in
I know.
again. Pulver
And
order.
here's the weird part. Here's the weird part, Lauren. The 20th anniversary of the Pulver Order is on my birthday.
I know it is. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
It is. It's so cool.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
be
crazy.
singing happy birthday to you from the press club in Washington, D.C.
Excellent.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be
it's amazing.
quite a celebration.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it's time to sing, my man.
Okay. Well, if we don't have any immediate requests, I'll just do something. But by all means, people feel free to request anything you'd like. Even if you don't think I'll know it, I will endeavor to do the best I possibly can.
Sounds great, honey. Thank you, Colm. Go
Perfect.
to it.
No problem. Okay, let me see. Well, there's a song from the record called Katie Macaroni, and it's, as far as I know, it's the second track on the record. And Katie Macaroni, there's a lot of layered imagery in it, but really where the story comes from was when my grandmother used to look after me. She had a book by a guy called Edward Gorey, who's a very popular, I wouldn't call him a children's author, because some of the content it's not adult at all, but it's very highbrow English language for young people. And she used to read me this passage called The Gashly Crumb Tinies. People don't believe that this is actually real, but it is. And it's about teaching children the alphabet using the first letters of the first names of orphans and how they died. So you could have something like B is for Basil, assaulted by bears. C is for Clara, who fell down the stairs. D is for Desmond, consumed by a fire. E is for Ernest, stuck in barbed wire. That's literally how it went. And you can Google this, it's a real thing. And when I went to college, I studied journalism, visual media, and 18th century literature. And I had a lecturer called Maurice Coakley, who gave us the task to write a screenplay. And I wrote this screenplay about these three orphans who tried to break out of an orphanage in their adulthood. So 17, 18, 19. Two boys and a girl. And the two boys were vying over the affection of this girl. And in their struggle to escape, they crossed barbed wire and turrets and moats and rivers and dams and ditches and dogs. The boys didn't notice because they were bickering so much that she got left behind. She didn't make it. And her name was Katie Macaroni. So I always like that name because it's kind of playful. So it gives one image, but then you hear the song and it's a little bit darker than that. But it's just a tribute. Good to see you, Michael. Thank you so much for being here. And this is the song, Katie Macaroni. Hope you like it. Heart of a child with a Susie doll smile, pretty as a pocket of dimes. Laughter, little rumble like a bundle of sunsets, echoing a million times. No one ever wondered about the blunders you've shouldered, teardrops in the penny arcade, lonely candy cigarettes, the sun when it's colder, bursting by the tree where we lay. Katie Macaroni, summertime mountain is never far away. Katie Macaroni, I've got a feeling we're going one day. Boil a dozen eggs for all the Cracker Jack children. The prize will be the look on your face. Frankie's up the chimney and Dougie's pigs in a poke. Flip a coin and put 'em all in their place. I've never understood how you kept clouds from pouring when Lola blew us kisses goodbye. For me, I've always thought of us as violets in milk jugs, a blizzard in the month of July. Katie Macaroni, bubblegum sweethearts is all we're bound to be. Katie Macaroni, you'll always mean more to me. You threw the I-Ching for a pair in pajamas and pretended like it's not all for you. Now that we've learned the price is right, after midday delight when cutting corners, it's just something we do. Katie Macaroni, may my whistling tune be the breeze beneath your wings. Katie Macaroni, my wounded home bird that sings. Heart of a child with a Susie doll smile, pretty as a pocket of dimes. Here we go. Katie Macaroni.
That is so great, Colm. And
Thanks, Lauren.
when you just re-sang that part with the Susie doll smile, that's what my grandpa used to call Michelle. Is Susie
What?
Q. And
Really?
used to say that yeah, all the time.
Wow.
It's just it's the language, it's the imagery. I always knew you had an old soul, but I hear it in all of your music and it's awesome. You have like such an understanding of the past and the future. Like you're just, of course, the present too, but you just meld it all together and you make what's old feel new. It's awesome. Thank you.
And it's funny because Irish audiences don't understand the Cracker Jack reference.
Right.
Because you get a prize, like you get a
Right.
prize in a box of Cracker Jack. So the line, boil a dozen eggs for the Cracker Jack children, the prize will be
Right.
the look on your face. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that goes over a lot of Irish
A lot
English
of people's
audiences.
heads. This is Jeff calling in. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let me just see.
So I think Jacqueline asked for Italian Conversation, which is also from the record. This song, it's officially titled Italian Conversation 19 through 27. So from the ages of 19 through to 27. And there's a long storied history to the song. But really what it is, it's effectively it's one long poem written over the space of 8 years. It changed from time to time. And this is it. This is called Italian Conversation. I'll sing this for Jacqueline Madigan, wherever she is, I assume in upstate New York. Is it Rochester, New York? I could have that wrong, but I'll sing it for all of you. Thank you for being here. The reason we're here, for those of you just joining in, is my brand new album, Diggin the Idleflower, becomes available at midnight tonight, wherever you are in the world. If it's Canada, the United States, if it's Europe, whenever it strikes midnight in your country, that's when the album comes out. And it's on Spotify, it's on Amazon Music, it's on YouTube Music, Tidal, it's in anywhere where you get your music. And the link that Lauren is putting in the description is both to pre-save and pre-order it, but also a link to my PayPal. So one of the things I always say is any donations or tips that come through PayPal goes directly back into my music. So whether it's paying for guitar strings, whether it's paying for a bus that gets me from one side of Ireland to the other, whether it's a deposit to book a venue, it doesn't matter what it is. And like, you could tip as much as $1, and that will go towards an accumulative fund that allows me to do what I do. Music is my only occupation. It's what I love. It's what I have always dreamt and wanted to do. And by virtue of you being here and helping spread the word about what I do, it gives me the opportunity to tour. It gives me the opportunity to play to more audiences and bigger audiences by you helping to expose my music to people who you think would enjoy it. So even if you can't tip, which you don't have to, I'm just delighted that you're here. You can send my music to a friend. You can request it on the radio, and those things cost nothing, but they're very much appreciated. And this song is for Jacqueline. And anyone who would like to hear anything, please just comment in the box, and I will be more than happy to do that. This is called Italian Conversation 19 through 27. Another blister from the paper, or a cottonwood caper. Winter's mother's clouds will smother, you can't escape her past the olives, little Volavanto. I wonder, count the seconds after lightning to locate thunder, mother blue. I'll be really impressed if anyone can sing along with this. How in the world do you? I bet you can. Parking signs and vacant lots, pork chops, tater tots. Elaine can pray for rain. When it pours, it never stops. Virginia, what's within you is what I'm falling for. Get messed up in a way like no one else has done before you. On a mattress for two. And it's true, I'm so in love with you. So in love with you. So in love with you. Tongue in cheek from Mozambique, midlife hide and seek. I'll chuck good luck on hockey puck drive-ins every week. Salacious, ostentatious, in last checked places. See your teenage faults reflected in strangers' faces, and I do. And I did it all for you. In a charming corner cafe, I stole your heart away. One fast entree disaster, but who cares anyway? 'Cause nights with you are precious. When you speak sweet to me, thank God I bet my hopes on a plane to Italy blue. And I can see my whole life with you. 'Cause it's true, I'm so in love with you. 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 I've just reached a place far beneath summer's grace, where simple and reckless collide, where mercury skies and whirlwinds disguise, where I couldn't be moved from your side. Thinking about a long Italian summer, the whole street dripping with orange soda, a big fat house cat named Ernesto, big black gates in the rain. Thank you very much.
Oh, that was so good, Colm. That's
Thank
so
you.
great. Thank you, Jacqueline, for requesting that one. That was great. It's
Thank
always
you.
good to hear all and just, it's great.
Yeah, that's another one from the album too. So if you enjoy that, you can hear it with piano and violin and flutes and all that kind of stuff.
And so now that we're talking about your album a little bit, Digging the Idleflower,
Yep.
what's your favorite song on this one?
It's, honestly, Lauren, every single day it changes a little bit because for different reasons. Like the final song on the album is a song called Someday Puddin' Someday. And it's a little bit like, and the word pudding is like, darling or sweetheart or, that kind of thing. I'm not talking to a dessert cup, like a pudding pop or something. Easy mistake to make, but it's kind of like a wish from like a mother to a child or to, someday pudding someday. It's like, when's a neighbor going to treat a neighbor like a friend? Someday pudding someday. A hammer for a nail when there's a fence to mend. Someday pudding someday. I hope my eyes stay open long enough to see a world where everybody thinks a lot like me. Someday pudding someday. So it's just like a wish. It's just a wish for. I can sing it if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay. There's no point in me just talking through it.
Oh, you could talk through it too. That's good too. But hearing it would be great.
Is it an antithesis to Sunday Bloody Sunday? No, it isn't. It isn't. It's basically, there was an episode of Sesame Street where it was like Brother Gary Davis or something like that sings this song. There's more love somewhere. I'm going to keep on till I find it. There's more love somewhere. And I wanted to write a song like that. That was kind of like a wish because we're always going through difficult times as a planet and as a people. And so the only thing you can do is just turn to one another and say, when's it going to get better? When's it going to improve? And just someday. So this is that. Someday pudding someday. If I could hold on now. Let me get the words right. Oh yeah. When's the postman gonna bring me a pink Cadillac? Someday, pudding someday. A sack of birthday greeting cards upon his back. Someday, pudding someday. A heart-shaped box of chocolates and a pumpkin pie. A girl with eyes that sparkle like the deep blue sky. Oh, someday, pudding someday. When's a neighbor gonna treat a neighbor like a friend? Someday, pudding someday. A hammer for a nail when there's a fence to mend. Oh, someday, pudding someday. A two-stack box of chocolates and a pumpkin pie. A girl with eyes that sparkle like the deep blue sky. Oh, someday, pudding someday. La da 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 dee da 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 la da dee. Someday. This is where everyone would sing along. Someday. La da 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 dee da 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 la da dee. Someday, pudding someday. I hope my eyes stay open long enough to see a world where everybody thinks a lot like me. Someday, pudding someday, pudding someday. See, it's my dream to be on Sesame Street someday singing this song. So if anyone can make that happen, please do. And keep on saying it. Someday, pudding someday.
They'd be blessed to have
Someday.
you, my darling.
Oh yeah,
Jeff knows,
we live in hope.
Jeff knows. I can't remember his name now. Irving, but I don't remember his first
Don't
name.
tease me now, Laura.
Larry Irving runs PBS. So he
Okay.
has connections, and we have a friend who you might know, actually, Elliot Rose. I don't know if he's come to a couple shows. He actually was in charge of Rehov Sum Sum, which is the Sesame Street in Hebrew for Israel.
Oh,
So
I
he
see.
knows the people at the Children's Television Workshop.
Very
So
good.
I will send him the song
That would be cool.
and we will see what he can do.
And then you're gonna have to upskill me in my Hebrew if
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna sing
Don't
it.
worry. Don't worry. It'll be all connected. It doesn't matter. And it's very interesting because while you were describing this song, one of my favorite songs by David Brozer, who is a very accomplished, Jewish folk singer. He sings in Hebrew and Spanish and all kinds of different languages.
Oh yeah.
But when I was in Israel in 1981, the summer of 81, he was really just getting started, and he was at the YMCA, which don't ask me why, but it was always pronounced the Yimka because in Israel they wouldn't say YMCA because those aren't our letters, but it was
Of course.
Yimka. They would make it into whatever. And we went to this concert, and the song he sings, and he sings still to this day, is Yihiyeh Tov. It will be okay. And it's the same kind of idea.
Totally
Things
the
are
same.
hard, things are broken. I'm waking up feeling broken, but it's going to be okay. We have each
Absolutely.
other's back, and it's going to be okay. And those are the songs we need all the time. Always.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, got
You
any mayor?
yeah, he means Oscar Mayer.
Oscar Mayer, or does he mean? Oh,
I
that's
know it,
no,
and
he's
he
saying no.
knows.
He's
I know.
shaking his
He
head.
knows. I know. There's one particular song, and you know what? I was listening to it today, and it's a beautiful song that Clint sent me about recovery and about just how things can be hereditary sometimes, and it's called "In the Blood" by John Mayer. And everything, it's been such a crazy couple of weeks trying to put everything together for the album that I haven't had the time to learn it. I will sing something by John Mayer if Clint would like, if that substitutes it, or I can sing something else. I'm open to any requests from anybody from any part of the world. So even if Clint's driving, I think, so maybe if he just makes sign language and I'll know what that means. He could like go T-O.
Well, you know what? Hold
And I'll
on.
know.
I don't know. Let's see. Clint, can you talk if I ask you to unmute?
It's probably legal in the state of
You
Alabama
can,
to speak
okay.
on the phone.
There you
So
Go ahead, Clint. You're on.
Hey guys.
hey
Yeah,
guys.
no, if you didn't have time to learn that one, that's all good. I would just be as glad with any of your other ones. Like, actually, when you were playing someday, that theme of hope and things are going to get better reminded me of the Bird of Passage.
Oh yeah.
Similar type of theme about the bad stuff that's happening now is going to pass and it's going to get better soon.
Yep.
So that would be good. But the ones I like, the Nautical Lullaby and Loving You Through the Hardest Years, all those good ones. But anything off the new album.
Yeah, I could do a blend.
Dealer's choice, baby.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being with us, Clint, and thank you to everybody for being here. So Clint listed off a few original songs there, so I might see if I can blend a few together. But the one that I'm going to lead in with, the last time we were live, I think I dedicated this to Clint's wife and to his children, Malachi, his newest, but also Ariel, Trinity, Reuben. I'm missing one, haven't I? I'm missing one, but I'm trying.
Nora Marie.
And I should know because there's the Irish, connection.
Great job, though, man. I appreciate that.
I'm trying, Clint.
Yeah. Hey, as Meatloaf would say, 4 out of 5 ain't bad.
Hey, it's pretty good. Okay, well, don't have too much Paradise by the Dashboard Light now, or we'll end up in a car crash. We don't want that. So I'll kick off with a song from my first album that Clint he mentioned there. It's called Loving You Through the Hardest Years. And again, I think one of the themes with all of these songs is the idea of perseverance through struggle and getting through difficult times and getting, January is a difficult month for everybody. Christmas can be a time Christmas time, the holidays, where people fork out a lot of money, sometimes that they don't have, to give everybody else a happy holiday season, and it weighs heavy on them. So this is the idea of this song is persevering through difficult times to get to the good times, in the face of adversity. It's called Loving You Through the Hardest Years. I might even bring it up a little bit. There's a darkened part of me, holds the wild things I have seen. Where I'm going, Lord, I still don't have a clue. When you played your clarinet, how you hold me just like that. After all the tears, I'll still be loving you. On the bright side of the street, humble pie tastes sugar sweet. And when you kiss my lips, the old things look like new. It feels a little bit like before, but in your arms there's something more. Through the hardest years, I'll still be loving you. Walk across my floor, my door's wide open. The distance in your eyes is wearing thin. I felt the songbird take me higher, felt the nightlife burn like fire. But nothing compared to your touch against my skin. So just let the bird of passage take you in its wing. Listen to the message. There's a message in these things. Let the bird of passage help us fly away. And don't let the chorus kill the song. We'll sing that song someday. There is little left to tell about the day the cradle fell. I don't have much, but there's one thing I do. I have taught my hopes to hide. I'll let you look inside. And for all my days, I'll still be loving you. For all my days, I'll still be loving you. For all my days, I'll still be loving you. There we go. It's a little blend of two.
That was beautiful. Just gorgeous.
You.
Thank you, Clint, for your request. It was
A
beautiful.
great request, yeah. Great requests. I think I got time for one or two more. So
all right, go to it.
Will we have a little bit of chit chat while people think?
That would be great. Absolutely.
Okay. What shall we talk about?
Whoops, I dropped you out. That was silly.
That's okay.
1 second. Sorry about that. Now, there we are. We're both together now.
Here we are.
What can we talk about? There's so many things to talk about. First of all,
there is.
There always is. There was something that I saw that I wanted to ask you about, and now, of course.
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Tell me about the radio station on Sunday. What's going on Sunday?
Oh yeah, so in Ireland, the biggest radio station is RTE. Well, they're the biggest everything. They're the biggest TV station. They're the biggest radio station, and they've really gotten behind the album. So I have an interview with a guy. His name is Jim O'Donoghue Martin, and he's like a kind of Conan O'Brien type character. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense, like a kind of a very, very young Johnny Carson. He's a very popular host, but he's really championed the record. He's been playing it since the first single came out, and he's going to play the record in its entirety on Sunday, and then we're going to have a kind of a conversation about it in depth, like about influences and the music that I love, like both contemporary artists, but classical music too, and like 40s. And Kerry Lazard is here, and she introduced me to a lot of the music of the jazz music of the 40s and 50s that I love today. So we're going to be talking about a lot of that kind of stuff and just the album in general. That's Sunday. So it's 1 o'clock Irish time. So if you go back it'd be about 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning for you guys.
Not too bad. And is there a way for us to hear it stateside?
Oh, there is, absolutely. So everything is streamed online as well. So you can, like this, you just click a link and you can tune in as it happens.
That's so cool. So if I go to your Facebook or your Instagram, I can follow the link from there? Oh,
absolutely. I'll make sure that I have a link on both, and you can just click in and you're live straight away.
That is
And
awesome.
yeah, it's great. It's great that everything now is streamlined across the world, you know.
It is, and it's a good question. Clint wants to know, is it going to be recorded?
Absolutely. So an hour after it airs, it goes up as a podcast on that site. So the link that you can listen to live is the same link that will bring you to listen to the playback. So yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's actually a pre-recorded interview. And weirdly enough, well, not weirdly, but just that Clint said it, the reason that happens on Sundays is because all of it would be pre-recorded, because obviously Ireland is a predominantly Catholic country, so people would be in church, which is funny. That's still the case today. So the interview has actually been done. All of this is just pre-recorded, and it will air on Sunday. So
so it just goes live on Sunday, and then they'll be able to use the recording an hour later. That is so cool.
That's it. And it's very user friendly. Like, you just click in and it will show you this is the last show, press play, and it will all work.
That is great. And the beauty of it too is, like you said, if this is a popular station for in Ireland, then it gives your record that push it needs. And we know that you have people pushing on this side too, besides us who are going to now call up our radio stations and make requests. There's, your record that it's being released from your San Francisco end as well. So do they send it out to their DJs? Is that how it works?
So the only job that the only job that the record label have is just to put it out on all of the platforms. So whether it's like in a physical form or in a digital form. So it's to make sure that it goes into like the American iTunes store and the American Amazon store and the American, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they make sure, because it's different. The coding in Europe and the United States is different. It's not exactly the same. So, because I remember when we were in Nashville together, I had brought out a Christmas single with Charlie, and it charted in the States first, because it came out in the States first. So it's an interesting one.
I remember that. And Emily dropped a single last Friday.
It's a cover, yeah. Have you heard it?
The cover, right. The cover that she did. But so it's so funny to see like the differences between how it's happening. And, like I could see on her trackings are really stateside. It's not going anywhere else right now. She's really focused on it here. But I remember that night in Nashville when yours dropped, and Mickey's was supposed to drop, but I remember Mickey's didn't get dropped because of some word or something that had happened.
Well, what happens is, if you've ever seen, if you look at this video on YouTube, when the playback comes up, it has this predictive auto captions. So it thinks it knows what we're saying. Right. But the words don't always come up. Sometimes sometimes with diction problems, it, like, especially with my accent, a word like heart can sound like hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That type of thing. So sometimes it reads what you're saying automatically.
Right.
And
it
just makes a mistake.
AI. Right.
I know. In Mickey's case, what happened was I think it read her artist name as being like there's something that they had to censor.
Got it.
Exactly. Like what Clint said. I'd say Ireland, but you'd say Ireland. So different little things like that.
Right. So we just have to have AI learn all of the accents for every world that it's in, so that maybe it could get it better,
And it nearly has, because like my remote control, I deliberately speak in like the hardest version of my accent that I can, and it still knows what I mean. So I think it's starting to get cleverer than we think.
Yeah, it probably is.
I think so.
All right. So my audience, any
No, Emily's single is Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's a lovely version of it too. A lovely version.
Was it that one or was it the other one? It was Girls Just Want to Have Fun. She did this one with Peter.
What's the other one that you're thinking of?
I don't know. But now that I can't remember, but I remember that's a great one. Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
I think it is anyway.
So what I was going to say is, does anybody have any requests for my Colm before we let him take a rest? Because he's been working all day and teaching and singing and all of this great stuff. You have a very quiet audience. They're just smiling at you.
That's okay. Well, I can do one more anyway, and
All right, you got it,
leave
love.
it at that. And I'll
Go
dedicate
to
this
it.
one to Estella, because God love her, she had her hand up there, and I'll sing this one for her. But
You
to
got it.
everybody, and honestly, thank you to everybody for being here. To Michelle, to Jacqueline, Estella, to Laurie, to John, and to Michael, who was here, and also to
Yes.
Kerry and Clint and everybody.
And
I'll
we
do one
also we
more.
have 3 people watching from YouTube. So we have 3
Oh,
people streaming live with us as we go too.
okay, great. That's brilliant. Okay, well, I'll finish up with this, but before I go, I'll just reiterate again. So if you go into the chat and you follow the link, you can pre-save and pre-order my new album, Diggin the Idleflower. And so the two, if you don't use any other streaming service, I would encourage you to use iTunes or Spotify. And the reason for it is this: if you buy it on iTunes, it will nudge it into the charts. That's how they dictate the album charts now. If you order it on Spotify, if you have a Spotify account, to pre-order it is free. And what it does is it tells the algorithm that this is a popular release, and it pushes it into playlists with songs similar to mine. And that means the people who enjoy the music I make will get to hear it based on music that they like. Also, there's a link in the chat to my PayPal. As I mentioned at the start, all of the donations that come through my PayPal go right back into anything that I'm doing musically. And it's always greatly appreciated, because particularly through the pandemic, there were things that could not have happened were it not for donations coming from the likes of people just like you. Thank you, Jacqueline, as well, for the lovely message. And thank you to everybody for being here. We mentioned Emily Sanger. It would be wrong of me to close out this live stream without doing a song that Emily and I wrote together. I refer to it as a Oregon folk song. So I'm going to sing this for Emily and for all of you. This isn't on the album, but hopefully we'll all get together in Boston or somewhere again and we'll record it. So this is a song I wrote with Emily Sanger. It's called I Wish I Knew You Like I Used to. I wish I knew you like I used to. I don't know what clothes you wear, or the color of your hair, or those songs that you've been listening to. I wish I knew you like I used to. I wish I had called you on your birthday. It wouldn't have taken much. I could have called you just because I just don't know what you would do. I wish I knew you like I used to. Hanging around is turning me upside down. Both feet on the ground, we're in the air. And I'll sing for you, for everything we once knew, till the clouds all burst and I'll find you everywhere. And then cover me in starlight, the rain will hide my tears, and fly the way you've always wanted to. I'm not much for conversation, pretty lines that rhyme, but this I know and I hope this much will do. Wish I knew you. Wish I knew you like your friends do. Still they don't know much at all, not the posters on your wall, or the way we used to steal your grandpa's boots. I wish I knew you like your friends do. Tell me you found a way to make up somehow. 'Cause I'm split in two since you left town. Throw me a line, promise we'll both be fine. Maybe the moon won't fall next time around. And then cover me in starlight, rain will wipe my tears, and fly the way you've always said you do. I'm not much for conversation or pretty lines that rhyme, but this I know and I hope this much will do. Shining.
Gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Just,
Pleasure.
just beautiful.
Thanks.
Colm, it's amazing. Thank you for spending the afternoon with us. Thank you for sharing all of your beautiful words and your music and your talent. And to all of the audience here, don't forget to share Colm's stuff. Take the time and share this with your friends. Pre-save his album if you can, if you're so inclined, and definitely share this show with your friends. It's on Pulver Studios YouTube. It's a YouTube channel called Pulver Studios. You can find it there. You'll also find lots of replays there because whenever we can, we live stream our shows and it goes right to Pulver Studios. Keep your eyes open for the next show that's coming up. We're hoping to get our lineup off the ground for this year, for 2024. It's been a little slow. January's a little slow. We have a lot of competing things. Jeff's very busy with conferences, and we alluded to it on Colm's birthday this year on February 12th. There's a celebration for the 20th anniversary of the Pulver Order, which is the order in Congress. It's a law that states that video and voice that originates on the internet is not charged as though it was a telephone call. It can't be considered that kind of communication because it's through the internet world. It's if you want to look it up, just go to pulver.com. This is our main website, and there's a whole thing about the Pulver Order. There's links to the event. We are gathering at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. on that morning for a 3-hour get-together where we're going to talk to Jeff and Michael Powell, who's a son of Colin Powell. For those of you who might know, he was the chairman of the FCC back then, and Jeff's lawyers who were instrumental in helping this. And listening to Jeff tell the story about how this happened, it sort of just happened. It wasn't like there was a great big, oh, I know, I'm going to make this happen. It was more of, you think we could do this? I don't know, let's try. And there it was. And the excitement of that day is coming back with pictures and all kinds of things that 20 years ago, we were all in different places. I had little children running around. He had children running around. We didn't work together in the same way. So it's like reliving something, and it's just very exciting. He also realized at the same time as he's going through his papers and everything, it's 30 years since he created Vaughn, since Voice on the Net started to be what it is. So it's 20 years of the order, 30 years of his entrance into this world where his love of ham radio took him into this. The love of music, which has also always been there. There was Pulver Radio. There's all kinds of stuff along the way, is what brought us Jeff's place. And thanks to that, it's almost, oh my goodness, it's like 4 years. It's almost 4 years that we've been together, and we've had the pleasure of meeting all of you virtually and some of you in person, which is always the best part. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being our audience. Thank you for loving Colm and keeping him where he is. Keep hitting those charts, mister. Can't wait to hear Sunday's interview. It sounds like it's going to be great.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, like both to yourself, Lauren, and to Jeff. I know Jeff's not here, but he's kind of here in spirit.
Yeah, he's here in spirit. Him and Harry are actually together. They're driving back from Kennedy Airport. Jeff just
Oh,
arrived home from he was in Hawaii for the Pacific Telecom Communications or something conference. So he just came back, and thank God Harry's there to catch him. So
can't you just imagine how that conversation? Oh, I missed you, Jeff. I love you. Yeah. No, honestly, thank you so much, and to everybody who is here. And I really don't want to leave anybody out. To Clint, Jacqueline, to Michelle, to John. For some reason, it's not. Oh, hold on. I'll get everybody.
Estella.
To Laurie, to Estella, to John Willis, who's here. John Wills. Forgive my poor Irish eyesight. It's been a long week. So yeah, honestly, thank you so much to everybody. And again, like while I'm yammering here, if you haven't yet, you can use this opportunity to go into the chat to follow the link and to pre-save or pre-order Diggin the Idleflower. It's 8 original songs. There's woodwind, there's strings, there's jazzy duets on there, there's blues, foot stompers, and ragtime picking songs. Songs inspired by the tunes of Irving Berlin, of the music of the 40s and 50s, and of course lots of contemporary lyricism from today. My name is Colm Gavin. I'm a Dublin-based singer-songwriter here in Ireland, and my music brings me all over the place. Because of Jeff and Lauren, I've got to play quite a bit in the United States, and as Clint pointed out, they're all recorded in session at one time, all live, all recorded in the room. There's not a lot of records get made like that anymore, but this is one of them. So thank you for helping keep all of this alive and to give me a presence in North America to some extent, because it really, you'd be surprised how much it has a ripple effect. I have DJs from Baltimore, Maryland, from Pennsylvania, from Tennessee who get in touch with me, who found my music through people like Andy Dixon, through Lauren and Jeff, through Kerry Lazard, through so many different people. So you'd be surprised. A butterfly flaps its wings in Borneo, and that causes a ripple effect. So no one's efforts are ever in vain, and it's always appreciated by me. And again, as I said, if anyone would like to leave a tip of any description for tonight's performance, even $1, it all goes back towards music, from the smallest things to the biggest things. For a bus that gets me from here to Galway to do a show, to the other side of Ireland, to a guitar repair, to CD duplication, it just goes back into the music. So thank you to everybody for being here. It was lovely.
Thank you, Colm. Thank you. And we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Well, pick a date.
Thank you very much.
Right.
You don't drive yourself to Galway. I don't drive at the moment. So typically, if you're going as well, you might do an overnight if you're doing 2 shows. So it's the public transport system in Ireland is brilliant, cross country as well. So it's actually easier sometimes, depending on the landscape gets a little bit rugged in the west. So yeah.
It's safer sometimes. I've been training it a lot myself. It's good.
It is safer sometimes. But Lauren, thank you to you for making this happen.
Thank you, babe. It's so good to be with you. It's great to spend an afternoon together. Love to everybody who's in our audience. We can't wait to see you again. And I will be in touch with our next show.
Absolutely.
Love you guys.
Take care, everybody.
Colm. Send love to Sarah.
Be well. Take care.
Bye, Hans.
Bye,
bye, everybody.
Take care.
Recording stopped.